G'day, guys. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. Now, can you guys hear me all right? I don't know. My mic's been playing up. It's a real piece of shit. This mic right here is a real piece of shit. You hear that? Man, let me try and figure this out because this microphone, this mic is a real piece of shit. All right, let me figure it out. So this should be better now. G'day, guys. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. Hopefully my microphone is acting up and playing along, and it's not what it is. But before, it was a real piece of shit. Anyways, let's move on with some other news. We have Minka here. Minka is apparently coming back to the Steelers, and he hasn't played since his hamstring injury back versus the Jaguars on October 29. So Steeler Nation, that's pretty good to hear, right? Looking at this game tomorrow, Steelers versus Cardinals, we are heavy favored. I think every single person from NFL analysts are saying we're going to win this game. To me, it's not a trap game. A lot of ideas will be thrown about it. There's trap games, Steelers, blah, 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 this and this and this. I think a trap game to me is you have to be a great team or a good to great team. The Steelers aren't just there yet. They played well after firing Matt Canada. They are 7-4, but there are certain times where in the season we haven't played good football, but they're running the football really well. So I don't see it as a trap game. I see it as you're at home, get the job done. Now, if they do lose, of course, Yinzers of all Yinzers will complain, explode, and implode and go crazy because we didn't beat the 2-9 Cardinals. But let's see how it plays out. It hasn't happened yet. I do believe the Steelers can win this game like maybe 27-10 or 31-11, something like that, or 12 or 10. I don't think this Cardinal team has points in them. I don't trust Kyler Murray in this team as well to go and score points. I don't really care about their offense. They have James Conner who can run the ball, but we stopped the run last week. I think 25 yards with the Bengals. We stopped them. So it doesn't really scare me that much for a Cardinals team to lay on 17, 20, 25 points plus, whatever it may be. And the Steelers defense has been playing really good football, and they haven't allowed, since that Jaguars game, I'm pretty sure, they've only allowed 20 points per game. So what makes me think, or you guys think, that the Cardinals can come in here and put 30 on us? I don't see it happening. Minka's back there at safety. The guys filling at middle linebacker have been playing really well. You've had Walker. Also, I saw reports from Steeler Nation here. .com said that Blake Martinez might be getting in the rotation, right? And other big news too was Kyrie Johnson was coming from the practice squad to the inactive roster for Sunday's game versus the Cardinals. That has been one spot for the Steelers as a middle linebacker since Cole Holcomb went down, since Quan Alexander went down. They've had guys fill in that spot with Roberts playing really great football, by the way. I like how he's playing, so physical. He's won 2 Super Bowls with the Patriots now. I went back and looked at his stats. He didn't do too much, but he still has that experience in the playoffs, and he's won 2 bowls. He's a veteran guy. I think in both games, in 2 of his victories, he had like 1 tackle or 2 tackles, so maybe he was playing teams, right? But he's still a veteran guy for this defense, and he's showing up and showing out each and every week and playing as hard as he can. So the Steelers are activating Kyrie Johnson, who was signed to the practice squad on October 10. He was drafted by the Eagles in the 6th round in 2022 draft. He played in 16 games last season, mainly on teams. So he might be, featured back into the role. I'm not too sure because they still use Mark Robinson here and there. But it all depends on the injury list. I did have it before. Let me see if I can try and find it, if I can bring it up. I had the injury list, of course. It's getting better. This team's getting a lot better this season. Here it is here. So we still have Montravius Adams. He's questionable. But from Friday being a few days ago, Kenny Pickett is full with his ankle. He should be good to go, I reckon. I reckon he'll be fired up as well to try and, find his targets with Freiermuth and DJ and Pickens and get the ball rolling again and get TDs. Like, honestly, that 400-yard performance was a good, confidence builder, I think anyway. Some won't say it was the same. I think it's a confidence builder for the team. Now, Allen Robinson, he was full. Then we had Deontay Johnson, illness full. Calvin Austin full. Minka Fitzpatrick, hamstring full. So he's coming back. I think it was his words. And then it was reported by Brooke Pryor that he's playing Sunday, which, by the way, is huge. Absolutely huge. You've now got Patrick Peterson. He's versing his former teammate. And him and Colin Murray, I think back in the day, got to a bit of, tiff or whatever they were. So that's kind of sweet to see. I want to see two guys. I want to see Kyler Murray, and it might be the title of my show. Kyler Murray throws 4 interceptions versus the Steelers. Why can't it happen? I feel like the only way that this Cardinal team can win this game is by airing the football out, because it's going to be very hard to run on this defense. You've had Cameron Hayward, Ogunjobi playing really well up front. Robert's been filling in the gaps. And, of course, too, Keanu Benton's been playing like a superstar, right? He's been playing awesome. So, you know what? If they're going to win, they got to throw the ball. And if Minka's out there and JPJ's out there too, there's a good chance there might be some tip balls in the air. And I reckon, I'm saying it right now, and I'll get roasted for sure, but I don't care. I reckon that Kyler Murray throws 4 interceptions. 4. You've heard it there, right? That's my bold prediction. James Pierre, shoulder's been limited. Montravius Adam, of course, and Cameron Hayward now is full. So that's kind of the injury report. But the big thing is, guys, is that Minka's back. Minka's getting back to this team. There is 6 games to go. Now, some fans still think we're 4-7, we're 3-7, and it doesn't matter. You know what? We've got to go win a playoff game. This is the exciting time to get you to the playoff game, right? I've been going back and forth with a bloke on Facebook, which doesn't make any sense because he calls it mediocre Mike, all this kind of crap. But Tomlin's doing a good job with what he's got right now. And also right now, the defense is finally getting back together. Like the first time I think we've seen since week 1, I believe, is Cameron Hayward, TJ Watt, and Minka on the field at the same time. Now you rotate in JPJ and also Peterson and limited snaps to Levi Wallace, which he hasn't been playing the best, right? Then you have a bit of a team. Kazi as well. I don't know what they're going to do with Thompson. He might still be activated to play a certain role. Maybe work around with Neal being out. This team has a lot of depth. We talked about it all offseason, have a lot of depth at D-line. They've got a lot of depth right now at middle linebacker. Blake Martinez. You got the other dudes, Johnson. You got Walker. So many dudes, Michael Walker. So many blokes everywhere that are willing to fill in and fit in for the middle linebacker spot. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to wind down right now. But like I said, my microphone's been playing up and it does suck. It's a piece of, what I said. So hope you get that reference and calm down. Some of these comments, man, some of these comments are crazy. Not everyone's crazy, but some of those comments are crazy. And anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day. It should be a fun game. And we're here to cheer our team on, right? Cheer our team on to verse the Cardinals. We moved to 8-4. Then we have a shorter week, which would be the Patriots game. Thursday night football, my Friday. Steelers versus Patriots would be fun to see. And the Steelers can legit go to 9-4 if they get 2 W's in a row, like they're expected to. But football is football. They got to show up. Kenny Pickett in the offense, Najee, the O-line, Warren. We all know it. They got to do the same thing they did last week. They can't be too predictable, which they weren't. And Mike Sullivan calling the plays. That's right. I forgot. One moment. If you guys made it this far, I wanted to give a shout out to my mates yesterday. I met down in Sydney. So here's me and my 2 mates. Now I can never pronounce my mate's name correctly, but I'm going to give it a shot, right? My mate on the left there is Guillermo. I'm pretty sure. Guillermo, but I do call Guillermo Gil. I believe I'm saying correctly. And his son, Yale. So shout out to Guillermo and Yale. They're from Washington and also Minnesota. And of course, they're Steelers fans. They're crazy. So I met Gil. I call Guillermo Gil. I met Gil on the left-hand side here. I met him in Washington. He's part of Steeler Nation, Mexico. Had a few good beers. He's a crazy Steelers fan. His son, Yale, is a Minnesota Vikings fan. He's lived in there for ages. So shout out to you two guys. They came to Sydney the other day. We had a few beers, few sherbets. Had a good time. Had some lunch down in Darling Harbour. And, of course, we also went down along the harbour here too. And that's the same picture, but twice. The big building in the background. That building right there is a casino. It's a massive casino. And my mates from Steeler Nation, Mexico, and also Washington and Minnesota. So shout out to you guys too, because they're having a good time in Australia. They've got to wake up like me at 5 a.m. to watch the game, Steelers versus Arizona. They're also going around, Darling Harbour and staying here in Sydney and visiting other places in the outback. going to the Blue Mountains, stuff like that for the next 7 days. It's their first time to Australia, so it's kind of cool to catch up with them and have a good time. But yeah, it's awesome to catch up with Steeler fans, and hopefully, soon enough, I can go back over to Pittsburgh and have a few beers and hold my terrible towel and swing and wave and get behind our team. Because at the end of the day, like I was going off on my Homer rant, which, one bloke out there, the Mike, if you didn't get that reference, Mike did, because Mike, you suck, right? You know what? You're wasting too much of your time by doing that. But people call me a Homer, this, and whatever. I don't care. I legit don't care. I have said before that I'm the most biased fan and homer on the planet, because there's nothing wrong with being a homer. Dead set. I can be critical of my team in certain parts, like start of the year. No, the offense was not good. I'm not saying it's all roses and sunshine and rainbows like that. Like, the offense at the start of the year was not good, and it's getting better. But I always have hope for the team to get better. I'm not going to sit in my fears and misery and sadness and lay down and say, this team sucks, we can't do anything. They're doing stuff. They fired the coach. They're running the ball effectively. They're getting 150 yards rushing per game now, or something like that. They're getting high up there. Najee got near 100. Warren got 50. Kenny Pickett got a few yards. They're moving the ball on the ground with the guys up front. They're doing things and putting themselves in success. So I always sit there and I will hype you guys up and get around the hype train that is Steeler Nation Australia, and also being a fan of that perspective. I don't want to be a fan anywhere else. I don't want to be like, this team sucks, we're awful, we're not going to win the Super Bowl. How boring would that be? I don't want to be like that. I want to be like, we're 7-4. We have a chance to beat the Cardinals. We can go to 8-4 with a game coming up for Thursday Night Football. If we beat the Patriots, we go to 9-4. Then we're on the road to the Colts, 10-4. That is good football. That is Mike Tomlin having another non-losing season, which gets us in a chance to go to the playoffs. But Mark, we can't win games in the playoffs. I'm sick of it. I'm actually sick of that kind of stuff where you keep hearing that stuff, but it has not happened yet. Why not get around this season and just wait to see what happens? We're always complaining about what's going to happen, but let's just have a beer, chill out, watch our team, and wave our terrible towel. That's all we have to do. And there's critical parts where you can say, okay, Kenny Pickett isn't being the guy right now, but give him a chance to. He looked much better last week than he did the previous week with the Browns, and the Steelers fired the coordinator. Kenny Pickett is growing game by game. And let's see what he does under Mike Sullivan, the play caller, and also Eddie Faulkner, which is probably more run scheme heavy than anything else. And the O-line too, everyone bags out Kenny and says they're done with Kenny. But the O-line as well, they weren't playing good versus the Browns. Last week, Bengals, they played better. So get around it. So anyways, shout out to my mates from Steeler Nation Mexico, from Washington and Minnesota. It was a really good time catching up, having a few beers, having a few laughs. I really loved it, man. It was fun just to be around Steelers fans and talk football, talk life, all that kind of stuff, you know. I sometimes get too consumed up in these comments all about everything else. And that's why at the very start of the video, I was calling out Mike again, because I'm just sick of it, man. I'm sick of your shit. I'm over it. I'm just done. You take too much time to put this stuff into it. This channel for me is about expressing my view on the Steelers. And if you don't like that, you don't watch. If you do like it, fantastic. Hit the sub. But if you don't like it, you don't watch. And I've said to numerous people in this thing I've been doing almost 3 years now. I've been going almost 3 years. 3 years at Christmas. If you don't like my content, that's fine. Not everyone likes me. I understand that. I'm not the most likable guy. I'm not. I don't care. If you do like my content, fantastic. Let's jam. Let's have a good time. But if you don't like it, you got two options. Make your own podcast, which is one, grab a camera. Hello. Grab a microphone. G'day, Mike. Grab some lighting. Grab a laptop. Make your own stuff. You got that? That's one. Two, simply don't watch. That's it. If you don't like it, don't watch. So anyways, that's it, guys. That's my rant, and we'll move on from there. But it was really fun. It was really fun hanging with my friends. It's fun talking Steelers. It's fun. I know it's a long episode. And if you guys made it this far, you guys are awesome. Really do appreciate you making this far. It's fun getting Minka back. It's fun getting TJ back. This defense, I think, will take care of Kyler Murray. I believe so. I believe they can limit him to points. if I'm going to say a final score, I think this might be the first time we crack 30 because they're going to set us up with short fields. I'm going to go 30. Let's go 31. So 4 TDs, 1 field goal. 31-13. 31-13 Steelers win. That's what I'm going to go. I think we take care of the football and we cause turnovers, 4 interceptions. I think TJ Watt and crew are going to be ready to chase after Murray. I think our team is more physical, more fired up. They've got more hunger to the football. The Cardinals are a team that can't make the playoffs, so why would they want to play all the way out near Pittsburgh? There's no real grudges. They haven't got a grudge against Pittsburgh. It's just their individual play. They just got rid of didn't they just get rid of their tight end or someone like that? I don't know. One of their tight ends left or there's some players out. But yeah, overall, I think this is the game the Steelers will have full control if they play the similar way versus the Bengals. And points should be on the board, I think. But if we do win 16-10, that's fine too, because a win is a win. But overall, I do want to see a big win. I want to see a big win from our Steelers that is 31-13, something like that. But if they can contain Murray to not score 20 points, we have a chance because we have the better offense, I believe, and we have a better defense. Anyways, that's it, guys. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to my mates. Having beers, drinking beers, having a good time out there in City Darwin Harbour. And I'll see you guys later.